Hey guys, so welcome to the fifth live stream of Python basic programming tutorials. So today we are gonna cover I am going to cover the basics of typecasting, loops and regex or regular expressions in Python. So let's look at the uh, basic things about all this uh, our data streams. Sorry, let me check the connection first. I think there is some problem with the streaming. Yeah, everything is fine. Everything is fine, looks fine, everything. Now let me share the link, then we will start. So okay, so as for today videos, today we are going to look at the basics of Python in typecasting, loops and regex. So let's start with the typecasting itself, then we will move to the other videos, I mean other topics. So if you look at the in the notes, then here is the typecasting. So sorry, this is the data type, and typecasting I think is, yeah, here it is. So typecasting is basically converting one type of data into another type of data. Okay, it's nothing but conversion of data from one type to another data type. For example, if you see here, then this is basically string data type. The values are integer itself, but it's in string form. Okay, so if we want to perform any mathematical operation in this data, then in order to do that we have to first convert it into the integer type or any other numeric data type like float, double, etc. After only doing that, we were able to perform arithmetic operations in this value. So here actually in Python it's very simple to convert anything into the I mean doing typecasting. You just have to put the data type which you want to convert that data, okay, in the front of it. It's one way. So okay, so there are two ways to do that. Okay, typecasting in Python. This is the explicit way, and there is another another thing which is basically built-in function. Okay, so first we are going to look how we can do that explicitly with explicit conversion. Okay, so now let's fire up the IPython terminal. Here it is, and let's create a variable with string value 120. Okay, with a similar example. Now in Python there is a built-in function to check the type of the variable, which is the name of the function is type itself. Just type the function name and we were able to check the type. So this is basically string type. Okay, now let's convert it into integer. Okay, so if we try to add something with this variable, then it's basically going to throw the error. Okay, so that error is it's basically a type error, which is saying that can only concatenate str. Okay, so this is basically string data type, and we are in this line, we are what we are doing is we are trying to basically add the string data type within the integer with the integer value. So obviously it will going to throw this error. Now let's do one thing. Okay, so another thing we can do here is that we can convert this integer into string. Okay, let's try to do that with the explicit typecasting method. So str plus, we want to convert that integer into string. Now yep, there is another error. Okay, I know what is why this error is there. So now let's store this integer value into the variable. Okay, so one other thing is that the explicit conversion, typecasting conversion, will only going to work with the variable, not the value itself. Okay, so if we do this time with num, then it's again throwing error. Okay, str object is not callable. Okay, sorry, I know what I'm doing wrong here. Maybe no, this object. So how we are going to, okay, let me look at the notes. What is the string data type? Okay, str. Oh, I know what is the problem here. Name RNG. $120. Okay, now let's do the same thing with the str object is not callable. Why? Okay, let's do one other thing. Basically strng stores 120, which is in string form, string data type. Now let's add something to this. We are going to convert it into integer. Maybe this is gonna work. No, is strng, or maybe I think, oh no, it's working. So one other thing I got to know today is that you can't convert an integer into a string using explicit typecasting. Okay, let me search something about type conversion for string. Type conversion for string in Python. Explicit. str should be working, but it's not. So what is the problem here? It converts why it was set. Okay, no, I have to convert it into integer, sorry, string. Okay, so I think there are some problem with the converting an integer or other type data type into string with the explicit version, but let's try with implicit version. Okay, so basically what's we are gonna do, suppose we have to, okay, so the other very useful example of a type conversion is we basically sometimes what happens, we have to take some input from the user. Okay, suppose we have to take integer as an input from the user. So in that case we have to, okay, let's do that. Then by doing that, it will be easy to understand. So to let's ask user to enter two numbers. So num1 input, enter first number, number. Okay, so the number would be 100. Now let's change this and this as well. Input second number 200. Now if we check the numbers, then they num values, then they store the numbers, data entered by the user. Now let's try to add both of the value of variables. So as you can see, this the input function, built-in input function which we used here, is going to store everything as a string data type. Okay, So now in order to convert them into integer, we have to use typecasting. So either we can perform typecasting here like this, num1 plus int num2. Then if we add both of the values, then we will get 300. And one other thing we will do here is that instead of converting these values to integer here, we can basically use typecasting built-in function here as well. So by that way, it is basically we don't have to include this step, okay, this step. Instead of that, we are basically going to convert everything into integer by here itself. Now let's do this. Let's do this for the in num1, and now let's enter another number, suppose 200. Oops, what's the problem? Okay, okay, 200. Now let's do for int2 as well. Int 200, 400. Okay, now let's try to add both number, and as you can see it's working fine. Okay, so this is the basic example of typecasting. You can use this for other data type as well, like float, double, string. Okay, so these are the basic things, and there are also some rules that you can only convert a specific data type into a specific one. So for that, just look at the documentation of Python. You can get a lot of details over there about typecasting and other things. Now let's go to the next topic, which is basically, okay, as you can see here, we also converting. Okay, so let's see another thing. So by using this built-in functions, we can also do one more thing here, so it also expect another variable called base. Okay, so base is basically nothing but your numbering system data type. So as you can see, there are multiple numbering systems like binary, octal, hexadecimal, okay, decimal. So generally we in our day-to-day life we basically mostly use a decimal number system, but in computer science basically all the number system are we use all the number systems like sorry, there are disturbance in my background a little bit, like binary, hexadecimal, octal. Okay, so for this we can provide another extra argument which basically specify in which numbering system the provided provided data is right now. Okay, so here let's see some of the examples here. So this is basically the integer data type, as you can see here. Okay, no, sorry, not integer, this is binary data type. So here we provided 2 as a base, so the built-in function knows that this is the binary data type and it has to convert it into integer. Now this is basically octal data type. Octal means you are only allowed to use numbers from 0 to 7. Okay, so this is octal. So for octal the base is 8. It means that this built-in function will identify that the provided number is in octal form, and this is basically hexadecimal. So for base we are going to use 16, and this is basically decimal, right? Okay, so why we are doing this? Because if you see, then here if you don't specify this as a binary, then the built-in function is basically going to treat it as a decimal number. Okay, now so if the Python thinks that it's a decimal number, then it's not going to do anything with this because it's only in decimal form. If you look this number, similarly this is not looking like this is there is no way that anyone can identify these individual numbers as octal if you don't provide this base number. Now in case of hexadecimal, it will going to treat this as an okay. So let's try with this. Okay, if we try to convert it into integer without using this base value, then it's obviously going to throw error. Let's check it out. The number is basically, let's store it on hx. Oops. hx, what is the number? 12 ab. 12 ab, and let's try to convert it into integer. Num int hx. If we look at it, then it's saying that with base 10 it's invalid. Okay, invalid literal for int with base 10. Now let's change the base to 16. Now if this time it doesn't give any error, and it basically successfully converted it into integer value. So that's how it works, and it's very handy thing from my perspective, I guess. Yeah. Now let's look at the next one, which is variable operator. So this is it is nothing special about this operator. You are going, I think if you have any experience with the programming languages, then obviously you know these things. Okay, this is addition operator, this is subtraction operator, this is multiplication, this is for division, this is for modulus, and this is exponent. Okay, exponent means power. If you wrote 2 double star 3, then it means 2 to the power 3. And this is floor division. Okay, floor means it basically going to disregard anything after the point, decimal point, decimal point. Okay, suppose if you divide 1 by if we divide 7 by 2, then there are 6 point. The answer will be 6 point something. So no, 3 point something, 3.5. okay, 3.5 precise. So if we use floor division method, then it is going to disregard 0.5. Let's try this. So if we do 7 divided by 2, the answer is 3.5. but if we use floor division, which is basically double slash, then it's going to only return the value 3, because it's basically going to disregard anything after decimal point. This is the very simple one. Now let's look at the next ones. This is n1. Okay, what is this? Okay, these are basically examples. Now let's look at the comparison operators. Okay, this is equal to, this not equal to, this less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Okay, now let's look at the assignment operator. This is the usual operators. I think most of you are already familiar with these operators. And this is bitwise operator. Okay, it is used to perform bitwise operations. Okay, ampersand, bitwise XOR, these are useful, little bit useful. And this is basically used when you have to manipulate the number itself. Okay, binary in byte level, or other things, a little bit complex things you have to use on these variables. Yeah, there are some examples. If you want to go through them, then please visit this blog and try this on your system. Now these are the important ones. These are basically logical operators, right? So logical operators means and or. So if you have to make some decision based on the truth and false, then you can use these operators, and, or, and not. So the basic things about this operator are, if and is going to return true if both the statements are okay. So remember this, these are binary operators. Okay, means they take 2 inputs in order to work, 2 operators, 2 operations. Okay, so if the first operation value is true and the second operations value is also true, then it's going to return true. And OR gate, if only one if any one operation is true, then it's going to return true, and if both operations is true, then it will also going to return true. And there is a NOT operator. NOT means it is going to return just opposite of the value. Okay, if the value is true, then it's going to return false, and if the value is false, then it's going to return true. Now this is membership operators. So this is basically very unique to Python itself. I think in other programming language you don't have these membership operators, according to my knowledge. If you know, then let me know in the comment. For on other programming language, if you find these operators. Okay, so membership operators test for membership operators test for membership in a sequence, such as string, lists, or tuples. There are two operators, in and not in. Return true if it finds a variable in the specified sequence, and otherwise false. Not in. Return to true if it does not find a variable in the specified sequence, in otherwise false. So this is the really interesting one. Return true if only. Okay, so it's basically going to check if some value is available or not in an array. Okay, so it's very unique to Python, I think. Okay, let's test this and then we will go with the other things. Identity operators. Okay, 7th. So let's go through the this one also. Okay, no, membership operators. Okay, we are looking at the membership. So now let's paste this code into our IPython terminal, and if we hit enter, then what is the operator, how to use them? Okay, print. Okay, so let's test if 6 value 6 in this list is available or not. Yep, it returns true because the 6 is available in the array. Now let's put something else like 11. So if 11 is not there, since it's returned false. Now let's test with the list with string values. Now let's test hello in list 2. It's going to return true. Now let's try to provide small h, false. Okay, so one thing we obviously know that the membership operator is case sensitive, and if we only provide h e with 0, then I don't think. Okay, so it's working as well. So okay, so it's basically working in this case. So remember what happened here. We basically specify the first element in the array, which is hello. So that's why we provided index number 0, and then we search e within this particular array. Okay, so a string is nothing but a collection of array. Okay, I mean all the value, you can treat a variable which stores string as an array itself. So what is happening here, the membership operator is checking that e is exist on that hello word or not. Okay, now one more thing we can do here is yeah, okay, so it's working really fine. So that's how you use this operators 0 1 2 3. Let's search 2 in 0 1 2 3 string 2 3. It is going to return true because there is 2 in the last in the end of the string 2. So that's how you basically use members operator. And we can also use not in. So we know that f is not in the string 2. Then let's use this not in. It is going to return true because of course the statement is true. There is no f in the string 2. So that's about membership operator. Now let's look at the identity operator. Okay, identity operator. So this is the this is the identity operator, guys. Let me have some water. So let's look at the loops and control structures. So first we are going to look at the while loop. So while loop is basically runs when the condition is matched. So first it check the condition, then going to execute the statement inside the loop. You can see here while expression and the statements. Okay, so this okay, let's copy this code into IPython 3. Oops. Now let's try this. Instead of copy everything, let's try this. What is while? Okay, first we have to initialize a variable with the value 0. Okay, count. It's basically counter value. C is 0, C equals 0. Now let's write the loop while C is less than 10. It's gonna print hello world. And one more thing we have to do in the loop is we have to in each loop we have to increase the value of C by 1 plus equal 1. Yep. So this is basically the assignment operator. If we just saw here where, yep. So it's plus minus is similar to a plus minus plus equal b is equal to a equal a plus b. Okay, that's simple as that. Now let's hit enter and we are gonna run the loop. Okay, so if you count it, so what happening here in first round, the first loop, in first iteration, sorry, the value of C is 0. So it's got this statement is got executed and hello world is printed out here. Now we add 1 into the value of C. So it C store 1, and if you know then 1 is still less than 10, then it's this line got printed. Then the value of C increased to 2, and we know that 2 is less than 10, then it got printed. So 2 becomes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 9, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if C is less than 10, I mean 9, then it's gonna print it. And in the next iteration we increase the value of C by 1, then it will become 10. And we know that 10 is not less than 10, it is basically equal to 10. Then the loop breaks and we exited from the loop. That's how it works. So this is the basic example of for loop. Okay, so we also create an infinite loop. Instead of providing the condition, we just had to provide 1. So this infinite loop will are always going to print unless the user will forcefully close the program. Okay. So this is the basic idea, and I think I have a little bit problem. sorry, I got distracted. So let's continue with this one, using else condition. So we are gonna continue with this one from here. This is basically we basically added else condition in while loop, and I really don't know about that you can also add else condition in while loop. So this is while past is not equal to 1 2 3 4 5, input enter password, and else the password is password correct password. Means if the past wd variable doesn't hold any value or wrong value, then it is going to basically it's comparing the password with 1 2 3 4 5, and it's not doesn't match, then it's gonna again form the enter password loop. Okay, so that's how it's simple. It is simple. Now let's look at some other examples as well. Hey guys, I'm feeling a little bit tired, so I'm gonna take 5 minutes break, then I will come back and continue from here. Okay, so let's take 5-minute break and we will continue from this point. Okay, I'm gonna start timer. Hello guys, I'm back. So now let's start the work from where we left. So we are here, right? Okay. So if you see here, then there is a. Let me set the timer. 30 minutes. In every 30 minutes, I'm gonna take a break for 5 minutes. Otherwise, I got bored and start to feel lethargic. That's why. Okay. So this is while loop with else. Okay. So what is happening here? First, let's try this in the terminal. So now. Okay, let's write a small project. Code, Python code for just practice. And Vim. Okay. Now let's also start a terminal. We are gonna just exit it. Now let's create a code. Def man. Okay, I think. Okay, I'm not in a good place, I think. Where we write our code. Okay, dev labs. Python should be here, yeah. Okay, and Vim. What we are basically we are looking at the loops 1.py def main. First we are going to okay, password pass equal to input enter the password. Now we are going to print some password. Okay, so now let's use the single if while pass is not equal to 234, then it's gonna continuously print this thing, right? Okay, what is problem here? Okay, we can't use pass because it's a keyword, right? Pass wd, but we can use pass wd. Yeah, here is another mistake. Oops, dw not I'm doing a lot of mistake today. Now it's looking good. Pass wd else else print correct password. That's how you use else code in Python. I mean else statement in while loop. If name equal to main. Okay. It's basically autocomplete. Then main. Now let's run the code in a terminal. Python 3 loop 1 enter password. First let's enter wrong password. Okay, this is also wrong. Now let's write password, which is 1234. Yep, so that's how it works, guys. Very simple code. Now let's look some other examples. Let me enter let me start another terminal here. cd, yeah, that is enough. This font size is enough. This font size is enough, I think. Yep. Now we are gonna look at the other topics. So this is the okay. Now the next one is for loop. For loop is the basic one. So first we have to enter the iterating var name, variable name, and then sequence. Sequence should be anything like your list, dictionary, tuple, sets, etc. So now let's try with this example. I'm just gonna copy all this data types with their values, so we can loop through it just to test it. Okay, here it is. We have to use IPython 3 here to demonstrate all these things. And now let's paste all those 4 value. So this is basically list, not list, dictionary, tuple, TPL, and set. Set v. Now let's first loop through the list. So now using for loop, for I in list, print I. So print is a iterator variable. Okay, so this is how you print the value. And for dictionary we have to use 2 iterator variables. Okay, so let's use we have to change here dict ij. Now let's modify this code, this piece of code. If print key should be I and value should be j. Now let's enter. What the fuck? ij. Let's write it again. Dict dict key should be I and value should be j. Oh, there is problem. Let's see where am I making mistake. Okay, so right now I'm working in Golang, so I just tried to use the Golang method in Python for loop. So according to the documentation, this document, we only fetch key from the dictionary itself, and in order to fetch the value we have to use that key with the dictionary itself, I mean dictionary variable name itself. Now let's do this. So it should be j. Let's take k means key. Okay, key should be k and value should be dict. Okay, it's yep. No, okay, no, it's going to work. I made a silly mistake here again. Yep, it's working. So with this dictionary we are only fetching k and storing it onto the iterator variable, right? And here we are basically printing k, which is key, and for value we are fetching the value by from the dictionary using that particular key, like this. Now let's iterate through the tuple. It should be simple, just like list. For I in tpl print I. Yep. And similarly for sets it should be simple as well. Yep. So this is the basic thing, how you use for loop into the Python. Okay, so there is another thing with the for loop known as range. So range basically give you the range in numbers. So in this example, for I in range 1 to 10, it's going to print all the values between numbers between 1 to 10. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 to 10. Let's try this. For I in range 1 double dot to 10. The double dot is important here. Print I, not the, oh sorry, now I'm still making mistake with the shell script, because in shell scripting you have to provide the double dot. See, that's what happen if you are working multiple language in the same time. Okay, so this is the basically how the range works. Now we can also give the increment, number of increment we have to make each time. Okay, so the default is 1, but we can change this to 2. If you do 2, then it's going to print 1, then 3, then 7, oh sorry, 1, then 3, 5, 7 and 9. Oops. Yep, if you're going to give it 3, then it's the numbers will be different because of 3 increment. Yep, so that's how it works. Now let's look some other examples. Now let's look at how the control structure works in Python. Then we are going to go for the regular expressions. This is very important, guys, the regular expressions, because we often use this in a lot of stuff. Especially I basically work on DevOps, and especially sometimes we have to parse a lot of logs generated by the servers, whether it's database servers, web servers, or other things, or Kubernetes cluster logs, etc. Although there are special tools to filter all those all the data, but sometimes we need some data in order to run some other scripts. So in that case, we basically use regex with Python. So we are going to look at next. First, let's complete the control structure. So this is basically if and else. If expression statement, then else statement. Str, and then comparison operator here. You can see it here. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, so the simple syntax syntax for control structure is, first you have to use the if keyword and then expression, and if the expression is true, then the code is going to execute. And there is else, means if the expression is not going is false, then the else part is going to execute. It's very simple. So if you see, we first store hello in str, then we compare the string str value with the string hello, which is obviously true, then this part is going to get printed. And similarly, we basically used here the less than operator. Okay, comparison operator here, numeric comparison operator. So it's if we store 9 into the num, and we compare num with the 10. Okay, and less than, if num is less than 10, then this is going to this statement is going to execute, which is basically true. So this is going to print num is less than 10. It's very simple example. You can try this with your system. I highly if you are very new to programming, then I highly suggest you to try this one, these examples, right? You can find the link in the description. And if expressions statement, elif expression. Okay, this is basically elif, means the Python is basically program is basically going to check this expression and if it's false, if it's true, then it's going to execute this statement and the loop will going to end. But if the expression is false, then it's in the next it's going to check this expression, okay. And if it's true, then the program is going to stop there. The control statement, if else control statement is going to stop there. And if both of the expressions are false, then this is the default one, okay. This statement is going to execute in default. So that's how it works. Now let's look at this example. It's very simple one. Now let's type this one along with it. Okay, age int input. Okay, so first we have to enter the age, then we are checking that if age is less than 18, then you are underage. Okay, and if age, okay, so we are basically also use here and operator, okay. Means if both of the statement is true, then it's going to execute, otherwise it's going to return false. And similarly here we also executed and operator, used and operator. So if both of the expressions are true, then this is going to execute. Now let's complete this one. Let's type this one, then we will move on to the next section. Okay, this one. Let's enter the okay. Now let's try wrote another program. It will be good practice, okay. Quit nvim control ctrl st.py. Now let's start writing a function. Yeah, so age equal to sorry, I'm a little bit adjusting my seat. Age equal to input, we need this value in integer, so we are going to make it int. Input, enter your age, print. Now let's check. Now we are going to use if we don't necessarily have to we don't have any necessity to provide the bracket here. If age is less than 18, then you are minor, you are underage. You can underage or minor. Okay, and if age is less than is greater than 18, and age is less than, what is the logic? Let me look at it again. 40. Age is less than 40, then you are an adult. If age What is the next clue? Age is less than greater than 40 and 60. Okay, you are in your 40s or 50s. Age is greater than 40 and age is less than, what is 50? Less than 60, sorry. Print, you are on your 40s or 50s. And the last one is else. Else you are CITHADM. You are senior citizen. Okay, it worked. Now what are these years? Okay, I forgot one thing here. Now let's check. Yep, now everything's fine. Now let's okay, I forgot one more thing. Now let's run this one. Python 3 CR. This one is, what is happening? Deaf man, if name, okay. What is your age? 10. You are underage. Okay, again, what is your age? 20. You are an adult. What is your age? 30. It is still going to show adult. Your age, you are at 40. What the 40? Okay, I think there are some problem. Greater than, okay, not greater than and equal to. It should be greater than or equal to 40. 60. No, logic is good. Now if you enter your 40, then you are an adult. If you enter 41, then you are in 40s or 50s. If you enter 60, okay, no, we don't have to price. If you are 60, then you are a senior citizen according to my logic. Yeah, yep, now it works fine. So let's look at other okay, now we are going to look at the string regular expressions, or we can do one more thing. We are going to stop this video and start another one for regular string expressions. Okay, that should be a good idea. Okay guys, so I'm gonna end the stream here. Okay, we will, and I'm gonna start the other string just now, and 10 minutes, after 10 minutes of break. Okay guys, bye.